Alright guys, welcome back. I got a Prinsu rack with a 4runner. I'm going to try and get this put together tonight. Alright guys, so here's kind of what's in the box. Ignore the mess in the garage. I'm still working on it, obviously. This looks like a really well thought out, well laid out kit. So here's the crossbars. You can see they've got some slots down here. So once you're mounted on the roof, you can still slide stuff in and mount accessories. I got the full length, full width wind deflector. They do make an option with the cutout for an off-road light. I did not get that one. And they send one extra, it's not extra, it's a different colored piece of aluminum, extruded aluminum, and this is what the actual wind deflector mounts to, so that's called out a little differently. And the hardware, so there's the hardware to put the rack together. WD I assume means wind deflector. And this is the roof rack mounting hardware to the top of the car. So everything's pretty well laid out and labeled, so pretty happy with that. I'm probably not going to film a lot of putting this together. It's pretty straightforward. You just essentially put the bolts in, line everything up and put the bolts in. They do have full directions on the website you can download, but looks like it's going to be pretty easy install. So I'm going to get this put together quick, and then it's getting pretty late, so I'll probably put it on tomorrow after work. They do send some Loctite with you too, which is good. One thing I may change is the bolts that actually bolt to the 4runner itself, to the roof rack. They're just standard bolts, and I'd like to have some tamper-free ones in case somebody tries to steal it. That is going to be a more common thing. People just steal the whole rack with all your gear on it and lighting and everything else. Anyway, I'm going to start a timer here and just see how long it takes to put this together. It took a total of about 30 minutes to put it together. So there it is, very well built. Definitely happy I got this. I was thinking about making my own, but after the ease of this thing going together, it takes 30 minutes to put together. And tomorrow after work I'll pull the truck in, get the old roof rack on and get this mounted. So I'll be right back. Alright guys, so we're back. Got the 4runner in the garage. First thing we have to do is get this old rack off. This is just a factory rack on here. As you can see, it's just got some Torx bits holding it on, or Torx screws. So I've already got these crossbars loose, so we should be able to get to all the screws. I'll just see if we can zip this off quick and get this thing off here. So we're just going to zip these screws out quick, hopefully quick. Go through the rest of them. Alright, so here's what the roof looks like without the factory rack. You can see we got some cleanup to do. So I'll get this cleaned up quick and then see if we can get the new one mounted. So this roof is fairly scratched up already from having stuff stored on it for years. And I'm just going to use some Windex to get all the dirt off. And then there are a couple of 3M pads that go on the front brace. And I recommend alcohol for those. Alright, so I got all the dust off here. I will be putting some silicone around these spots before I put the bolts in, just to help make sure they're watertight. I am getting a few small rust spots here and there where some of those cross braces have been sitting for the last 20 plus years, but nothing I'm concerned about. So we'll prep the rest of the rack and get it set in place. So here's where we left off with the rack. Everything's assembled except there are 2 more adjustable feet that go up here that just have some double back tape to hold them down. But all these mount right to the old roof spots. They do have some rubbery put on first. There's some adhesive back on there, so I'll get those put on quick. Then we'll get this thing up on the roof. So the install's wrapped up, really easy. Even with the assembly, the whole thing probably took 45 minutes to an hour. So very sturdy kit, really well built. So lots of crossbar space and storage space. And then when you want to mount stuff on top, they've got these cutouts so you can just drop a bolt in, slide it over to lock it in. So next up, we're going to switch back to electrical. I've got a new switch panel to put in and a fuse box and stuff for lighting. So that'll be coming up next.